Are you simply waiting for the market to get better? Let's change that perspective and your future today. In this video, we're going to gain strategies from a man who has sold hundreds of subdivisions and thousands of new homes over the last 30 years. We'll discuss what he's learned, including connecting with builders, the importance of detective work, and utilizing our free new home market opportunity analyzer to give you a powerful competitive edge.
I've been through 5 cycles and 1 pandemic, and you constantly have to seek new ways to survive. The key word is stay relevant. How do you stay relevant? Because if you're doing what you did 5 years ago, you're out of business.
I'm excited to be here today with a great friend, one of the most successful guys in the world of new homes, Mr. David Schoner. So welcome, Dave.
Good morning. Great to see you, Teresa and Dennis, and I'm thrilled that you would speak with me today.
Oh, absolutely. Now, we affectionately call Mr. Schoner
Uncle
Dave. We've called him Uncle Dave for years.
Yep.
And we have known you now for almost exactly 30 years.
Correct. You're one of my positive first impressions, I might add. Coldwell Banker. There was a lot to learn, and you were there to educate a lot of people, including me.
Thank you very much. And you still take our phone calls.
Yeah, which is
and respond to our emails. That's what's really amazing.
I do indeed. Yeah, because you're always pushing it. You're always trying. You're exceeding. You're an innovator. Always taking your call.
You were in the world of new homes research prior to taking over the reins, running the new homes division there in New Jersey. We have used you as an example over the years of probably the single most successful new homes division in the nation. Pretty exciting stuff. You've seen a lot of ups and downs in the economy. You've marketed a lot of different products. You've brought a lot of agents up in the business. And what we're hoping to do today is have you just share some of your wisdom.
I worked for HUD. I'm an urban planner by education. I got into real estate by doing residential market research. And that led to working for developers like Toll and Pulte, 𝘃𝗵𝗶𝗀, D.R. Horton, or Lennar, doing their product development, their research, where to go, what to build, what the price of that, who's going to buy it, why, how, and how much. So all of those things gave me a really broad experience. When Coldwell Banker approached me to come on board, I didn't have a sales background. I had a marketing, market research background, and I learned sales. You know, I'm probably not the best salesperson in the company, but what I do know is how to find developments and how to roll with the tide.
Right. In addition to recessions and other ups and downs, you've also had this growing challenge in just bringing any new development to life, right?
Absolutely. We go everywhere from urban infill to suburban tear down and rebuilding to some suburban areas, because we also cover Philadelphia out to Harrisburg, the entire state of Connecticut, the Hudson Valley of New York, and all of New Jersey. And so we kind of have to be like an inch deep and a mile long, if you will.
Right.
And it represents an opportunity, because when one market is going down, the other's going up. Right. For example, you've heard about flight out of some urbanized states. I'm not naming any of them, but the adjoining states pick up growth, they pick up population and housing units. And that's where our business current is booming today. Knowing where to be, where not to be, what's next, you have to be a detective. You have to learn everything and speak it well and speak it knowledgeably, because if you don't, a lender or a builder or developer, you know, if you go in talking about yourself and I have a website, or if you see me on Facebook, when you're done throwing up, they're going to throw you out.
You don't get a second chance to make that first impression.
Sure. You've got to make it about them.
100%.
Yeah. It's all about them. Somewhere people learn some bad habits about going and talking about, I have this tool, that tool. You're wasting your time if you don't understand what's most important to them. What's your challenge? When do you come out of the ground? Are you concerned about your price point, your absorption rate, your buyer pool? What do you need? What have you done well in the past? What have other realtors done for you that you like? What have they done that you didn't like? Rent some space in their head. If you understand your client, that's 90% of the battle. Understanding the market is 10%. That you can figure out, but you knowing what beats inside, because you don't know how they financed everything, who's involved in the development or the manufacturing of the homes or the lending of the homes. You need to be sensitive and kind. You want a long-term relationship. You want repeat business. You want to retain them. Why do you want to retain them? It's easier to retain a customer than it is to find a new one.
It's a pipeline. And you know what I love what you said, Dave? I love that you are asking questions. It's interesting how often real estate professionals are afraid what's holding you back. Because you want to know upfront, where is their mindset? Are we going to put together a great partnership? Are we going to be able to build a pipeline? But it's so funny how many people, because they don't have the confidence, because they don't know about new home sales, that they're afraid to ask.
Right. Well, to your point, if you rush into a conversation with a builder and you make it about yourself,
Right.
you've wasted everyone's time.
Yep.
Because who rushes in to have a meeting with an insurance agent?
So
Who does?
means
You know,
what-
oh, you're a realtor. How special? Hold on. I'll alert the media.
You know, we encourage agents with the training, understanding how to approach things, attend
Exactly.
a commission meeting, join the building association.
even agents, if they've been selling 20, 30 years, they're like, I
Right.
could sell anything. The number one thing you're missing is you're not in a position where you're going to be able to bond with the builder because you're in a resale mentality. You've got to be ready to show that you do understand the new home sales process. And that's
Mhm.
gain the respect for the agent. They say, hey, to list your home. And they know
Yeah.
nothing about new home sales.
Exactly.
I love your line about being a detective.
The detective work up front is finding out all you can about location, about the product, about the competition, the market momentum for resales in that price strata that may be moving up or moving down, depending on whether you're offering a condo, townhouse, or a big single. What's the market like? And speaking knowledgeably about that and knowing the competition, like who bought that house, or they were local people, they came here because of the schools, or they moved out because of the taxes, whatever it is, the good, the bad, the ugly, you need to know it.
Mhm.
This is what permeates the brain of a builder.
Mhm.
Besides getting it approved, borrowing the money to get the construction financed, their anxiety is through the roof. So if you come in on somewhat of a level playing field of understanding your potential customer, you're going to get some attention.
Absolutely. I'm sure you have builders who have an intimate awareness of a lot of these factors, but also sure you have situations where you've got a developer or a developer/builder you're working with. They themselves really don't know the questions to ask, to understand the market, to understand the competition. And that's where I know you have brought a tremendous amount of expertise that's driven a great deal of success.
Right, right. Well, to your point, having those details, every builder, when they borrow money, they need an appraisal done. And the appraisal can tell you about the facts of the building, the cost to construct, the carry, all of that. But it doesn't know why that house sold. We look into the why, just to be simplistic, because it had a full basement, because it had a 2-car garage or a 3-car garage, or a first floor master suite or an ensuite. That style, that elevation, that fit and finish of the interior or the exterior, those generate money for the builder and sales, which gets the builder again off the dreaded interest meter on a construction loan.
Hey there, friends. If you want to tap into new home sales, this tool is a game changer.
The free new home market analyzer shows you what's being built, where, and by whom in your market area in seconds.
And no digging through data. Just type in your zip code. It's free to use. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
So you have to know that. I mean, it's in the details, the detective details.
Well, you had a project in Hoboken, and I remember you won some awards for the success you had there, the design of that. And if I remember correctly, you were running focus groups to really get a handle on exactly what you're talking about.
When we have questions of the product, when everybody's done the same thing over and over again, I'll pick on the national home builders. They're formulaic. Like everybody knows what kind of kitchen they're getting, the appliance package. And a lot of builders, God bless them, they follow one another.
Right.
And what we found by this luxury building in the focus group, one of my takeaways was the appliances. There was a plan to bring in what I refer to as pedigree appliances like Viking, Sub-Zero, all of that. And in the focus group we ran of prospective people who were interested, seriously interested, they wanted to live here. And when we ran that past them, the women in the group said, oh, no, I don't want that. David, I'm 65 and I've got arthritis in my right hand. For me to keep the grill top off,
Right.
I don't want that because guess what? We go out to eat. I don't want all that. Long story short, the builder was able to save a real number, almost $40,000 on the appliance packages that he put into that house. They weren't buying for the pedigree. They were buying for the lifestyle. They weren't afraid of the $1 million plus price point. It's like they wanted something that was convenient, that fit. They were looking for that perfect Cinderella shoe that fit.
More buyers today are doing that very thing, especially after the pandemic. You think about how many people were all stuck in our homes, okay? Want more outdoor space. They don't care about these big mansions anymore. I just want something practical, ideally one floor living, like that outdoor space. After you have, to your point, you've got Uber Eats now that can accommodate your meals a couple days a week. It has really shifted where they want simplicity.
It's features like that being in tune, and there's two sides to it. One, of course, is spending money where it really isn't perceived as value. Worse than that is putting features and spending money on things that turn buyers off.
You know, unfinished basements when you have that opportunity, or getting more storage and walk-in closets. We've traded off sleeping area for walk-in closet area because when you think about what goes in the bedroom, maybe 2 nightstands, a bed, and a place to prop up your flat screen. But making the closet much bigger is met with a lot of success.
But in the meantime, we share the concept. I know you like the idea. Instead of being a waiter, let's be a creator. Let's create opportunities.
That's right.
We talk about blending new home sales. We talk about helping people who may want to take advantage of tear downs and rebuilds. What are your thoughts and what's some of your guidance to agents out there as far as exploring those alternatives and how to properly move forward and bring those avenues to their business?
I can tell you from experience, our coverage area is over 10,000 square miles. So we see a lot. And one niche in the home building that's really doing well for us, for everybody, is the teardowns. In established neighborhoods, whether they're a highway intersection or a rail line or a bus, I don't care where it is. But people aren't so quick to move that far away as they were during the pandemic. There's a move to come back or come halfway back. And they'd rather live in a brand new house on a mature tree-lined street. And we have them in Connecticut and we have them in New York. And we have over 200 homes, over $1 million that are the result of teardowns. 25% of our inventory are multi-million-dollar homes that are a result of teardowns in established older neighborhoods. So a builder might go in even for $1 million and take it down, rebuild it, put it on for 3.5 or 250, whatever it is, whatever the will bear. But people, we see people wanting that, you know, and they don't want to go live in a subdivision. There's plenty of people who still want the subdivision, but this niche of the teardown. If I were in business as an agent, I would be in a moneyed established area if I could be, or even if it's not mine, it doesn't really matter. People want to live where you can walk down the street and get a cup of coffee, or you don't have to drive so far. Because a lot of time, particularly moms, you know, they get in cars or vans and they're doing a lot of driving day in, day out. We can shorten their day and give them more me time, if you will.
Well, right where we are in Newport Beach and the area surrounding us, that's really the majority of the building. Our son, Christian, you know, sells real estate. Another agent owned a property that he had owned as an investment or rental property, decided he wanted to sell it. It needed to be completely torn down. It was
not pretty.
It was terrifying.
It was horrible.
But so what Christian did is he used some visualization of what that home could look like. He chose about 5 or 6 different architectural styles. Of course, you can do that now with AI. Not too long ago, he hired someone, a graphic designer, to go ahead and create those designs on that lot using photos of the lot. And it was such a key because people could come in and say, oh, no, now I could see myself living here in that home. That property probably 5-6 years ago sold for just under $3 million, a complete teardown.
Crazy. You know, I talk to a lot of agents and you are on the money because I'll ask them, what are your buyers looking for? They don't want to be out in the boonies, even though it's new construction. Come in, to your point, to that established neighborhood. I'll tear that down because I want to walk to my grocery store. I want to walk here. I don't want to be in prisoner out in the middle of nowhere. It's so true that in the heartbeat of it.
Yeah, so that's a real trend, whether that's millennials or Gen Xers. They're buying that. I see people more of a empty nester, retiree, pre-retiree, seeking resort lifestyle, that kind of thing. But the traditional family, they want that. They want to spend time together. They want that informal, they want that extended living space out into the yard or on the roof if you're living in a city. They want to put a bar up there and an eating area and a phone charger and a gas grill. As we say in Philadelphia, the party's on the roof.
That makes sense.
Dave, as you work with agents and bring them into the new homes arena, whether you're bringing people in to work on some of the developments or agents are bringing opportunities and you're helping them bring that to life, you see how many agents over the years grow their business in the new homes arena, and you've probably seen many who have failed and not done as well. What would be your advice? What are some of the keys to success for real estate professionals working in the new homes arena? Do you want to grow your business by adding a new homes revenue stream?
I really do, yes. Our free new home market analyzer gives you instant market insight.
Just enter a zip code or a city and get builder activity, permit data, pricing trends, and more.
It's easy, and it is built just for you. Totally free. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
If you're in the business or you're just getting started, you really need the first step. Your very, very first step is to become a certified new home specialist. Allow Dennis and Teresa to teach you and absorb all you need to know. You need to know the essentials, the fundamentals. If you want to get on first base, any builder or any buyer, the new home sales process, and you don't take this course, get out of the industry.
Bro, thank you for those kind
That's
words.
so nice.
Patience. You just have to have patience.
You can have the patience if you've got like 15 homes in your pipeline. So you know where your next deal's coming from. That's what I love about new home sales. Like, you have no clue when you're going to have that call from that buyer that's been talking about, oh, let me go look at this. So just know up front what you're getting into, but also know that it's rewarding and you are going to earn that commission, but you got to put the work in.
You do. And the big thing, don't quit. I mean, like, to your solid point, you keep moving. You got one listed, you keep moving, you keep working, you keep listing. You know, it's like list, market, and close. You know, it's boom, 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 boom. The more you do, the more you can do, the more knowledgeable you get. And take professional tips, because selling on site is a completely different breed of cat than selling an existing home or retail space or commercial or industrial. Have you ever been in a house, Dennis and Teresa, where the realtor will walk around and be very, very polite and they'll do something like, and here's the kitchen?
Right. No, yeah, I was in the kitchen.
So, like, if this is coming as a headline, you probably shouldn't have driven here.
Well, we used to train agents. We did a lot of work in Atlanta. We did a lot of work in Florida, markets there for larger developments. And we would train on-site agents on engaging and interacting and closing skills. And I'll tell you, we did mystery shopping.
Yeah, they kind of knew that we were shopping, you know, and the guy was really nervous, the agent. So then finally says, listen, are you excited? He says, yeah, I'm very excited. He says, you have to notify your face, because no one would know by looking at you.
And guess what? If you don't get excited about it, how are they ever going to get excited about it?
And he's like, oh my God, I was just really nervous.
We worked with a woman, 𝘃𝗶𝗃𝗃 was her name in Atlanta. And she sold, I don't know how many thousands of new homes out of one sales office every year. She was the new homes lady. Well, she hired someone to come in and not only mystery shop, but they had hidden cameras. She just didn't know whether to go ahead and jump off a bridge after she saw how terrible these people were. And she said the one, for example, the two agents are together working with these folks, these prospects, and everything the one agent said, the other agent would disagree with and be making face while she was saying it. Anything, you know.
Yeah, God. Good cop, bad cop. That's an odd way to try and sell.
Exactly.
But as you see the new homes business moving forward here, what's some of the trends or some of the advice you might share?
The trend is we see more planning board activity in 2025, more lending activity in 2025 than we've seen in a couple of years.
Okay, so that's good news.
I'm so happy, and I'll tell you why. I see more new home developments in the pipeline and more breaking ground, because the feeling is that interest rates will be reduced. They won't stay as they are, and they will come down, and you can bet the ranch on that. And once that happens, builders will be able to borrow money at a lesser rate. Home buyers, first-time buyers in particular, will have access to homes again. because they've been priced out. And as we all know, once the first-time buyers are priced out, it pretty much hits the brakes.
This is on the basis of builder confidence, developer confidence.
Lender confidence, lenders.
Okay.
I mean, they're all like, hey, listen, I'd rather lend you money after the rates come down.
And so it's stimulating a lot of planning then.
Absolutely. It's stimulating a lot of planning, but some have they're already in construction now on larger developments that we're involved with that'll be delivered in spring of 26.
Fantastic.
And they are confident that these new rates, once the product lines are introduced to the buyers, are going to be broadly accepted.
That's nice to hear from somebody who's in the headquarters planning before the stuff is even happening on the front lines.
Usually our time frame from conception to deliver is 5 years. That's how far out people come to us before they acquire land and say, what do you think?
Do you see anything that indicates that the actual process of getting a parcel of land, whether it be a small parcel that's a lot split or something more involved, do you see anything that indicates that process is going to become a little faster in the future?
Well, with the passage nationally of urban enterprise zones, that's a fact. And that's a national bit of legislation or executive order. How much that takes root locally in states remains to be seen. But some states, they will not change. They try on purpose to restrict supply for whatever reason. They just get tough on builders. And that's why, some states don't get a lot of new development.
Right.
In states like Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey, you must comply with affordable housing quotas. It ranges anywhere from 20 to 30% of the homes you get approved must be affordable. And small builders, even if you're doing a tear down, you have to contribute somehow dollars and cents or rehab an apartment or do something to mitigate the obligation to provide affordable housing. So that's a challenge. I mean, it's one that any builder will do, provided the jurisdiction is reasonable. So you have these two conflicting points of view, like, let's hurry up and build. And then one is like, well, let's slow it down.
We don't want our streets to be any busier. We don't want more people creating traffic or causing more problems in our neighborhood. What I love is the one where everybody says, we don't want to change the character of the neighborhood. And I'd say, well, why was it okay when they built your house?
Yes.
Right? To allow more traffic. I assume you've got vehicles and so do your neighbors in your development. And it was okay to change the character then, but suddenly when your house was done, the character was just right.
Yeah. I remember that movement years ago called NIMBY, not in my backyard. Close the door, throw away the key.
Recently, I had an opportunity to use our AI new home market analyzer. And I was excited when I heard that you were excited as you were using it, especially with the background of new home market research, all the marketing research and all the product development you've done over the years running the new homes division. So what do you think? Was it fun?
I plugged in on Saturday. I had to pry myself away from the computer because the more I learned, the more I knew, the more I wanted to know. So for me, it was continually drilling down. What about this? And what about this? And what about boom, 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 boom. I probably spent an hour looking in this one jurisdiction that I know nothing about. I learned a lot, not only about who's building there, what they're building, what the absorption and pricing and location is. I know who lives in town, celebrities, professional athletes, whatever it is. I learned the politics of the town. God is in the details. The details are everything. And I have always found the one with the best homework wins. So the more you know, the more good questions you ask, the good answers you gain always help you. And I just found this to be just stellar. I mean, they even did their own absorption rate estimates for a large development that we were looking at. And pretty much, I think we're in the hunt and they're in the hunt. So we're both kind of saying the same thing. But what really helped me was it validated where we are by having this independent fourth party person group such as yourself. So I consider us the third party because the builder's one, the person who lends them the money is two, three. And using this as a resource, so efficient, so time saving. I mean, it's just, I can see a lot of uses for this. And I think anybody that's in the industry, if you're in land acquisition or land sales, or you're looking for tear down houses, or you're looking for opportunities, the world's your oyster. I mean, it's sensational and congratulations.
This means an awful lot. You understand the competitive landscape as far as new homes. So we're glad that you really have found some great results with it. We spent quite some time training that AI to take a market area and to use specific sources of data and then to provide that overview that you started out with. Beautiful thing is you can just drill deeper and deeper as you need. So,
Oh my gosh. It got me so up to speed so fast. It was like a thrill ride, Dennis.
You know, you were like, because you got all that info. You started dancing and singing, right? No, just kidding, David. Thank you, Jen, for offering your time with us and awesome information. You are the absolute best. And
Oh.
thank you so much for putting up with us for so many years.
I've never put up with you for 1 second.
thank you for joining us. Every week we share scripts, strategies, and real-world examples that help you grow your business. Your next steps? Grab the free AI new home and remodeling market analyzers, visit 𝘃𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗋.com for training, and hit subscribe. Your pipeline will thank you.